Infinity Space was established with the vision of transforming professional education in Sri Lanka by blending technology with human spirit. Infinity Learning Space is an intellectual assembly of a vibrant panel of lecturers who teach with passion and enthusiasm in a world-class digital learning platform. Infinity Space, your personal learning space. Our brand stands for professionalism and integrity, and we operate beyond financial return to nurture the next generation of professionals by providing best-in-class educational service to our nation. Infinity's integrated learning module created by a panel of veteran lecturers provides you a unique learning experience. We provide distilled essential theory from A to Z through high-quality recorded video. Our exam preparation module provides highly exam-focused content for the repeated students. We bring two-way learning by providing you the facility to request on-demand live sessions on complex topics. Infinity Platform provides you a self-learning module with auto-marked MCQs and other features. You can purchase the modules at affordable prices. Our intellectual capital is an unmatched and an unparalleled panel of highly capable lecturers who have outstanding lecturing credentials accomplished through years of experience. We invite you to learn with passion and enthusiasm with our renowned panel of lecturers. Access your personal learning space at any time from anywhere and watch any number of times until your exam day. Log into www.infinitylearningspace.lk.
Hi everyone, good evening. I hope you all can hear me properly. So let's get started. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Bimali here from Infinity Learning Space. So thank you so much for joining in today. I know you all must be excited with your exams. But today we are going to help you with everything, with all your exams and all your questions, everything. So let me tell you why we are here today. So we are here today to help you how to complete your corporate level exam successfully in 2023. So I know this year must be a bit hard for you, not only for you, for everyone actually, for all of us. So you might have gone through with so many difficulties, you might have problems and issues with your profession, your exams, so everything. But so that's why we are here today actually. So we are here today to help you with everything and to encourage you, because we have a wonderful lecture panel who are joining with us. So they will help you to, they will try their best to help you in each and every way. So let me talk about who we are. Infinity Learning Space is a leading sorry, y'all can hear me, right? Because we got a message saying that no sound.
We can hear you, Bimal.
Okay, thank you. So we let me talk about who we are. We are Infinity Learning Space. We are a leading online platform. So we are a leading institute where we do online courses and as well as classes for chartered. So as well as CMA and AAT. So today we are mainly focused on chartered for corporate level, especially for corporate level students. So, and also we have a special news. We have exciting news for everyone. So we now you all can watch. I mean, you all can study through our platform without any data cost. That means we call it as zero data. So that's a very good opportunity for each and everyone. I know, because these days it's, if you are spending ₹1 for your data, I mean it's a big cost. So that's why we are Infinity. We will help you with that as well for your exam. So I hope it's clear for you all. And also, please stay tuned with us because we'll be having a Q&A session at the end of this session. So if you all have any question, you can use our chat box as well. And also, if you want, you can unmute yourself and you can use raise hand option if you have any question, because our lectures will try their best to help you with all your question regarding to your exam, regarding to your corporate level exam in 2023. So before we start the discussion, I would like to introduce our lecture panel. I'll just give a brief idea. I don't think I have to give you a big or a huge introduction about our lectures, because they are leading lecturers in industry. So I don't have to give you all I don't have to tell you all each and everything about our lectures, but for today I'll give you a brief idea about like who are the lectures we have with us with Infinity Learning Space. So let me start with Mr. Suranga Indranil. So Suranga Indranil sir, Mr. Suranga Indranil sir has over 20 years of corporate experience, and as well as he produced first advanced audit and assurance prize winner in the country after 21 years. So, as well as produced first advanced audits and assurance prize winner and the exam from corporate sector. Also, he produced the only corporate governance, assurance and ethics prize winner from 2015 to 2019 curriculum. Also, he's a member of local and global professional bodies, including financial reporting, risk management, and internal audit. So I don't think I have to give you much about Mr. Suranga, sir. So let me introduce you all, Mr. Dasan Mendes. He has over 15 years of corporate experience, and as well as he produced 1 world prize winner and 16 national prize winners over 14 years of lecturing experience. He is one of the best and one of the leading lecturer in Sri Lanka. And I would like to introduce Mr. Chandana Jagat. He produced 23 prize winners in C exam with 21 years of lecturing experience. I don't think so. When we talk about chartered, when we say Chandana sir, I think you all know you all know each and everything about him. I don't have to give you a proper a big introduction about Chandana sir. So, and also he has he has good professional qualification with all this chartered knowledge. And next, I would like to give you I would like to introduce Mr. Chaturanga Ratnasinghe. He has over 14 years of experience as a lecturer for many professional and academic courses. So also he has over 12 years corporate experience, and as well as he is engineer cum chartered accountant, and also produced several prize winners and recorded half rate in management, accounting, and mathematics. Let me introduce next Mr. Nilendra Vitanage. He has over 12 years of corporate experience, and as well as he produced 17 prize winners in chartered exam, over 8 years of lecturing experience. Also, he's a leading professional qualification and academic program. So I think you might have a good idea about our lectures. As I told you, I don't have to give you a big profile about them. So y'all here today, y'all know about corporate level exam, and you all know who are the lectures we have. So and glad to tell you that today we have all the lectures with us. And if you have any question, you can ask at the end of this session. So I think we are all good to start. I don't think I have to talk much, because we have many questions to discuss, and we have to clarify everything, because I know you all are excited. So let's get started. I would like to ask first question from Mr. Dasun. Dasun sir, I know, so let me start with you. Our first question is, why should students complete chartered at their maximum in 2023, and how important it is to complete this exam in 2023 June? So what do you think? And please, if you can share your thoughts with us, and if you can clarify all these question, all these problems with them, so that will be helpful for them.
Okay. Good evening, students. Thank you for the introduction and organizing this session, Bimali and Infinity team. First of all, excuse me because I have a bit of a sore throat and a bit of a cough today, right? So, but I'll try my best to speak. So, let me ask this question from the students now. Why do you do chartered, right? So maybe you would say that, okay, to have a better income. Okay, so good salary. That means you need to have the financial freedom. You should be able to buy what you want when you want, right? Or else you would say that, okay, because of the social status, prestige that you get out of the qualification, right? Once you are a chartered accountant, people recognize you, right? Now, these days, like a lot of people are migrating. So when you're migrating, if you are a chartered accountant, you proudly say that in your passport, you are a chartered accountant. Then the entire world recognize you, right? So because of that, now you have started this qualification. You are in the third stage of this qualification. You need to complete the corporate level, strategic level, and the case study. Then you will become a chartered accountant, right? So because of that, the advice what I can give you is, this is actually the best time where you should complete the qualification, because all of us know that we are in an economic crisis, right? So because of that, actually some people are migrating. So obviously when you are migrating, when you have this qualification, chartered accountancy qualification, it would be a value addition, because you know that before you go or face for an interview, your CV has to be sent first, right? So when the employer see that you are a chartered accountant, they put a different value proposition on you, right? So it's really valuable to become a member rather than migrating as a person who has completed the qualification in half. And also, if you're a person, you don't want to go abroad, right? You want to be here, right? Because now you decided, I'm not going to migrate, I'm staying here. So in that situation, even at the moment is the time where you have a lot of job opportunities available. Because why? As some people are migrating, right? Companies are actually seeking chartered accountants, right? So because of that, you have plenty of opportunities in the local market. Yet again, it is very important to have the qualification. And I don't want to explain you may be experienced, right? So there's a big difference in terms of the salary scale of a chartered accountant who has the qualification and person who has not got the qualification. So minimum it is 100,000, right? All of you know the opportunity cost, right? So if you delay the exams, what will happen is your opportunity cost per month, I would say minimum 100,000. So because of that, please ensure that without procrastinating, without delaying, complete your exams as soon as possible, right? So the lecture panel, so I'm actually teaching for the subject CL2, financial reporting and governance. Myself and fellow lecturers would definitely help you, encourage you to achieve that dream of becoming a chartered accountant, right? So in addition to that, why it is important to complete this qualification? Because once you complete the qualification, there are a lot of exemptions available, right? So for an example, let's say once you complete the CA qualification, get the membership, after completing of 5 years of post qualifying experience, you can become a ACCA member without doing any exams, right? ACCA is the global accountancy qualification, UK certified qualification. You can get the membership without doing any exams. When it comes to CIMA, when you become a chartered member, you just need to complete one case study and you can get the membership, right? And a lot of people are thinking of migrating to Australia. So in Australia, the qualification, what is important for an accountant is CPA Australia. Yet again, you just need to face one paper in that particular qualification, you can get the membership, right? So these are the benefits which are available. And also the other fact, what I want to tell you is, nowadays, there's a tendency of the students that you take only one subject for a session, when we were doing the when we were following class and we were doing the exams, you have to do all 4 together. If you get down in one, you have to do the entire exams, entire 4 papers once again. Now you have a massive benefit. The institute has introduced this, this flexible method sometimes back. So you don't need to do everything. You can take even one subject, but don't do it if you are not working. Definitely it's a crime that you are taking one subject for a session, right? So for 6 months you just study one subject. At least take 2-3 subjects, right? If you are not working, because some of the students who are following the corporate level still not employed. And even if you are a person who is employed, I don't think that you always need to take one subject. You can try at least 2 subjects, because now the model that is followed by the Infinity really support you in that particular matter, because it's not physical classes, right? You don't need to allocate maybe Sunday morning or Saturday evening for your class. So you can watch the videos anytime, any number of times, from anywhere. Even once you are traveling by bus, if you find out like a place to sit, you just need to have a earphone, and you can watch the video for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. If you are a morning person, you can watch the video in the early morning. If you are a person who want to study at the late night, maybe at midnight, 12 o'clock, so you can still do it, right? So these are the thoughts. And as I mentioned, myself and the fellow lecturers are always there with you to help you to achieve that dream as soon as possible and to become a prestigious chartered accountant. So I hope I answered to the question, Bhimali.
Thank you so much, sir. So I hope you all had a proper idea about how you can start your chartered journey with Dasan sir. So thank you, sir, for all your guidance and support. So let me go back to our question number 2. I would like to ask this question from Chandana sir. So Chandana sir, with all your experience, I know you have 20 years of lecturing experience and you have produced 23 prize winners. So with all your experience, so what is the role of a lecture at this level, and what kind of discipline needs to be maintained during online lecturing? What do you think, sir? So if you can share your thoughts, and I mean, if you can answer this question, maybe this will help for others.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Bhimali, for the graceful introduction, and thanks once again for hosting the session. And let me share my experiences. But I would like to talk today, not in English, but in Sinhala. To make it an effective communications, I don't say that you will not understand English, but let me speak in Sinhala a bit. Then api June exam කරනවා. මම උගන්වන සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක තමයි FRG, Financial Reporting and Governance CL2. ඒතකොට ඩිසිප්ලින් කිව්වහම දැන් අපි දකිනවා ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ළමයි purchase කරනවා. හැබැයි they keep on postponing. videos බලන්නේ නැහැ. ඒතකොට මුලින්ම අපට ඩිසිප්ලින් එකක් නැත්තම් purchase කරපු module එක videos ටික බලන්නේ නැතිනම් exam pass වෙන්න බෑ. එහෙනම් මුල්ම ඩිසිප්ලින් එක තමයි හැමදාම purchase කරපු දවසේ ඉඳන් exam date එක වෙනකම් හැමදාම minimum number of hours අඩුම තරමින් පැය දෙකක්වත් අපි වෙන් කරන්න ඕන studies වලට. මොකද මේක campus style එකට කරලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. exam එකට 2 weeks අරගෙන කලින් අරගෙන ඊට පස්සේ පොඩ්ඩක් notes ටිකක් කොහෙන් හරි හොයාගෙන පොඩි කටපාඩම් කිරිලක් කළා. exam එකට ලියන style එක මෙතෙන්දි match වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට මෙතෙන්දි perfectly follow කරන්න ඕන classes අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම evenly සමානව studies ටික කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ මුලින් ඉඳලා අග වෙනකම්. නැත්තම් හොඳම දේ exam එක නොකර ඉන්න එක. නැත්තම් අපරාධි 6 months waste වෙනවා. මම පළවෙනි කාරණේ තමයි request එක purchase කරපු දවස් ඉඳලම අන්තිම වෙනකම් evenly අඩුම තරමින් පැය දෙකක්වත් අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්න ඕන ස්ටඩීස් වලට. නැත්තම් මේක කරගන්න බෑ කියන එක මම හොඳාකාරව දන්නවා ළමයින්ගේ රිසල්ට්ස් එක බලනකොට. අනිත් එක තමයි සමහරක් වෙලාවට සමහර ළමයි ක්ලාසස් කීපයක් ෆලෝ කරනවා. අර කියනවා too much of anything is good for nothing. ඕනම දෙයක් ඕනට ඕනම නැත. So many cooks spoil the soup. එක ක්ලාස් එකක් හරියට ෆලෝ කරන්න. ඒ ඩිසිප්ලින් එක තියාගන්න. මොකද different lecturers will have different approaches. එක කට්ටියගේ එක styles එක. දැන් සමහර කාලවල ප්‍රශ්න අහන්නේ අර සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකේ ටෙක්නිකල් ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එක නෙමෙයි. ඒ ගුරුවරයා එහෙම කියන්නේ ඇයි කියන එක මගෙන් අහනවා. ඒක තේරුමක් නැහැ. ඒ නිසා හොඳම දේ එක ක්ලාස් එකක් ඔය හරි එක ක්ලාස් එකක් තෝරගෙන ඒක ෆලෝ කරන් හරියට කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක හරියට කරන්න ඒක හරියට කරේ නැත්නම් ක්ලාසස් දෙක තුනකට ගියා කියලා තේරුමක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. අනිත් එක තමයි දැන් අපි ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක අපි ඩිසයින් කරලා තියෙන්නේ ටෙක්නිකල් පාර්ට් එක ගන්නන විතරක් නෙමෙයි. ඒ කියන්නේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක පුළුවන් වුණා කියලා මේක පාස් වෙන්න බෑ. අනිත් එක තමයි රයිටින්. අපි රයිටින් හදන්නම ඕනේ. අපි වෙනම සෙෂන් එකක් තියෙනවා. මම හිතන්නේ අපි හැමෝම ලෙක්චරර්ස් එක කරලා තියෙනවා. ඇක්ෂන් වර්බ්ස් වලට වෙනම සෙෂන් එකක් අපි කරලා තියෙනවා. අපි ගත්තොත් කම්පෙයාර් කියලා කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා ගොඩක් අයගෙන් අපි එක්සෑම් ක්ලාස් එකේදී හුවද ඒගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ සමානකම්. මේ වෙනස්කම් ලියන්න. කම්පෙයාර් කියලා මොකක්ද කියලා හුවොත් ඒගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ වෙනස්කම් තමයි ලියන්නේ කියලා. වැරදි. කම්පෙයාර් කියලා කියනකොට මේ වෙනස්කම් ලියලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. එතකොට ඇක්ෂන් වර්බ් එකට අනුව අපේ ආන්සර් එක ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒක තනියෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ඒකට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ගයිඩන්ස් එකක් අරින් හරි ඕනේ. අපි ටෙක්නිකල් පාර්ට් එක කරන ගම ඇක්ෂන් වර්බ්ස් වලට අනුව ආන්සර්ස් ඩෙවලොප් කරන විදිහ අපි කරන්නේ. ඒතර ඩිසිප්ලින් අපි ගත්තන් පස්සේ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඩිසිප්ලින් එක තියෙන්න ඕන ඊවන්ලි ස්ටඩීස් ටික කරගෙන යන්න. ඊට පස්සේ හරියට ක්ලාස් ටික ෆලෝ කරන්න ඕන. එක ක්ලාස් එකක් හරියට ෆලෝ කරන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ටෙක්නිකල් පාර්ට් එක වගේම රයිටින් පාර්ට් එකත් ඒ වගේම කරන්න ඕන. දැන් අපි මේක පටන් ගන්නෙම ගොඩක් ළමයි බෑ කියන්නේ. ඒතර අපි පළවෙනි හතුර තමයි the biggest enemy will be your negative mindset. That will knock you down. ආයිමත් නෙගටිව්මක් නැහැ. එතකොට I always keep telling myself being positive does not guarantee the success, but being negative will guarantee the failure. Positive වුණා කියලා success එක guarantee නෑ. හැබැයි negative වුණාත් failure එක guarantee. මේක අපි positive mindset එකෙන් පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ. මේක පුළුවන්. මේක rocket science නෙමෙයි. මේක පුළුවන්. මේ හැම දෙයක්ම science එකක්. ඒක philosophy එකක්. ඒක හරියට ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒක නිසා මේක හරියට ඉගෙනගෙන ගියොත් මාස 6ක් තිස්සේ හොඳට පාස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අනිත් එක තමයි අපි හරිය ක්ලාස් එක තෝරගන්න. අපේ ක්ලාස් එක හරිය කියලා අපි කියන්නේ මේ උත්සාහ කරනවා නෙමෙයි. කොහොම හරි ළමයා හොඳ ක්ලාස් එක තෝරගෙන ඒක ෆලෝ කරන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි අපි අපි හොඳමයි හරි කියන්නේ නැහැ. අපි හොඳමයි කියලා කියනවා නම් අපේ හංගන්න මොකක් හරි දෙයක් තියෙනවා. අපි හොඳමයි කියලා කියන්නේ අපිම නෙමෙයි අපේ ළමයි තමයි ඒක කියන්නේ. ළමයි කිව්වනම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. අපි නරකයි කියලා කියනවා නම් ඒත් ළමයි තමයි කියන්නේ. ඒකෙත් අපේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. හැබැයි කවුරු හරි කෙනෙක් I am the best lecturer කිව්වොත් ඒ වගේ තැනක පොඩ්ඩක් පරිස්සම් වෙන්න. මොකද best කියන වචනේ ඇතුලේ හැංගිච්ච ගොඩක් worst දේවල් තියෙන පුළුවන්. ඒක නිසා I respect infinity first and foremost. අපි කවදාවත් අපේ lecture panel එකේ කවුරුවක්වත් I am the best කියලා කියන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම කියන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ. ඒක නිසා best lecturers ලා ඉන්න තැන් වලින් පොඩ්ඩක් පරිස්සම් වෙන්න. මම හිතන්නේ ඒක මම කියන්නම ඕනේ. මොකද මම ගැන කියනවා නම් මොකක් හරි හංගන්න දෙයක් තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා you need to speak to the colleagues, or you need to speak to your friends who did the exam before, maybe FRG, maybe auditing, and get the feedback from them and see who the best is. Let the student to recommend, not anyone else. If I recommend myself, there's something wrong. එතන මොකක් හරි වැරද්දක් තියෙනවා. එතකොට දැන් අපේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක අපි ගත්තොත් දැන් මට දැන් ගිය සැරේ එක්සෑම් එක ඉවර වෙලා මගේ කලින් කෝපරේට් ලෙවල් අපු ළමයිකට අපි කිව්වේ CL2 නෙමෙයි KB1 කියලා. ඒට ලකුණු 69ක් තිබුණේ ක්ලාස් එකේ එක්සැර එක්සෑම් එකේදී. හැබැයි ස්ට්‍රැටජික් ලෙවල් වලට මගේ ක්ලාස් ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ. නමුත් එයා මට කතාවක් කිව්වා. සර් අර ඒ පාර්ට් එක කරන්නේ නැහැ. මේ පාර්ට් එක කරන්නේ නැහැ. එයා ඒ නොකරන එක හිතන්නේ හොඳ විදියක්. හොඳ දෙයක් කියලා තමයි හිතන්නේ. ඒතර සිලබස් එක නොකිරීම දැන් සමහරක් වෙලාවට සමහර කට්ටිය හොඳක් කියලා හිතනවා. එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද examiner සමහරක් වෙලාවට question එක හදන්නේ නිකන් surface එකෙන් නෙමෙයි. Maybe from the nooks and corners you need to know everything ins and outs. හැම දෙයක්ම අපි දැනගන්න ඕනේ syllabus එකට අනුව. මොනෝහර දෙයක් උගන්වන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක ඇඩ්වාන්ටේජ් එකක් කරගන්න එපා. මොනෝහර දෙයක් උගන්වන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක හොඳයි කියලා හිතන්න එපා. එහෙනම් මට හොඳම වෙන්න පුළුවන් මුකුත් නොකර. මුකුත් උගන්වන්නේ නැතුව. එහෙම අර ක්‍රයිටීරියාස් දැන් සමහරක්ලා සමාලමගේ ළඟ තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක හොඳ ක්‍රයිටීරියාස් නෙමෙයි. ඒ නිසා අපි we try to finish everything, all the topics by discussing all the nooks and corners in the topics. If you take revenue, can be lengthy, financial instruments can be lengthy, consolidations can be lengthy, but what to do? This is it. We need to complete. We need to do everything. I can't just ignore. මේක එන්නේ කියලා කියන්න බෑ. දැන් ඊළඟ මට කියන SL1 paper එකේ hedge accounting කතා කරලා තියෙන ගොඩක්. මම කතා කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒක අහලා නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ he has not analyzed the past papers properly. 2017 June hedge accounting අහලා තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඒ වගේ ඒ සමේ ක්ලාස් එක තෝරගන්නකොට හරි ක්ලාස් එක තෝරගන්න ඒකත් හොඳ ඩිසිප්ලින් එකක් තමයි. දැන් අපේ ඔක්කොම recorded videos ටික තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ materials ටික හරියට තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි revision එක පටන් ගන්නවා. ඒක හැම subject එකම වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Live sessions සමහරක් lecturers they prefer live, some lecturers prefer recorded videos, some students prefer recorded videos, some students prefer live sessions. I personally prefer live. සමගි revision එක යන්නේ live program එකක් විදියට අපි start කරන්නේ past paper discussion starting from 2015 right up to the last paper. තොර අඩුම තරමින් papers 10ක් 11ක්වත් අපි කතා කරනවා. මම හිතන්නේ අපි all the lecturers do that. එතකොට අපි මේ කතා කරන අපේ positive පැත්ත. ඒතකොට ළමයින්ට you can make a choice. You can make a choice. අතන මාමත් කියන්නේ you need to allocate time. හරියට evenly postpone නොකර දැන් ගොඩක් ළමයි කතා කරලා කියන්නේ අපි purchase කරා පොඩ්ඩක් පරක්කු වුණා සර් මේ වීඩියෝස් ටික බලන්න අනේ දැන් බලන්න වෙලාවක් නැහැ සත් දෙක එක්සෑම් එකට තියෙන්නේ අර ලෝඩ් එක දකිනකොට බයි හිතෙනවා ඒ මට්ටමට එන්න එපා දෙන්නෙන් දෙයා එදා මේ ටොපික්ස් ටික කවර් කරගෙන ගියොත් කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ මම ආපහු රිපීට් කරනවා වගේ අර පොයින්ට්ස් ටික ඔයා evenly studies ටික කරගෙන යන්න ඕනේ එක ක්ලාස් එකක් හරියට ෆලෝ කරන්න ඕනේ best කියන තැන් වලින් පොඩ්ඩක් පරිස්සම් වෙන්න ක්ලාස් එක තෝරගන්නකොට එක්සෑම් කරපු කට්ටියකින් හොඳට රෙකමෙන්ඩේෂන් අහන්න ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාට ඕනේ මැටීරියල්ස් ටික පර්චේස් කරලා තියාගන්න ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් බුක් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ස්ටඩි ටෙක්ස්ට් එක වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඊට පස්සේ ඉෆ්රික් වෙන්න පුළුවන් සික් වෙන්න පුළුවන් corporate governance book එක වෙන්න පුළුවන් ethics book එක වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඒ ටික SME book එක වෙන්න ඒ ටික purchase කරලා තියාගන්න මොකද අපි කරනකොට ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් book එක refer කරනවා answers ලියනකොට ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් book එක පාවිච්චි කරලා answers ලියන විදිහ අපි කියනවා. તો මේ ඩිසිප්ලින් ටික තමයි අපි හදා ගන්න ඕනේ. මේක පාස් වෙන්න පුළුවන් හරි ලේසි එක්සෑම් එකක්. අපට ඔයා ප්‍රයිස් විනර් කෙනෙක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. මම එක එක්සැම්පල් එකක් කියන්නම් 2017 දෙසැම්බර් එක්සෑම් එකේ ක්ලාස් එකේ හිටියා ගර්ල් කෙනෙක්. එයා අවුරුදු 10ක් A level කරලා ඊට පස්සේ තමයි එක්සෑම් කරන්න පටන් ගත්තේ. A level යන්තම් තියෙන්නේ පාස් එකක්. නිකන් එයා යුනිවර්සිටි නෙමෙයි. ඒ වෙනකොට එයා මැරිඩ් ළමයි ඉන්නෝ ජොබ් එකක් කරනවා. අවුරුදු 10කට පස්සේ එක්සෑම් කරන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. එතකොට එයා ක්ලාස් අවිල්ලා එයාගේ කමිට්මන්ට් එක අනුව මං කෝවාට ප්‍රයිස් එක ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වෙනකොට ඒ ක්ලාස් එකේ Island 16 A level Island 16 ළමයාත් හිටියා. එයාත් එක්ක තමයි එක්සෑම් එක ලියන්නේ. So this girl මම ඔය කියන girl අර A level යන්තම් පාස් වෙච්ච කෙනා අවුරුදු 10ක එක්සෑම් නොකර හිටපු කෙනා ඊට පස්සේ ජොබ් එකක් කරන මැරීඩ් ඒ කමිට්මන්ට්ස් තියෙන කෙනා එක්සෑම් එක ලියලා ලකුණු 81ක් ගත්තා. එයා තමයි ප්‍රයිස් එක ගන්න. නිසා මේක මේ අර පොසිටිව් මයින්ඩ්සෙට් එක තමයි ඕනේ. මේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකට ආදරය කරන්න පටන් ගන්න. සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකට ආදරය කරන්න පටන් ගත්තොත් මේක අනිවාර්යෙන්ම හිතට වදිනවා. අර කරන දේට ආදරය කරන්න ආදරය කරන දේ කරන්න. අර ඩේල් කාර්නෙගී එකපාරක් කියනවා you just walking 2 meters with your nagging and whining wife will be more tiring than you walking 100 kilometers with your adoring sweetheart. මේක අපි mindset එක. mindset එක තමයි කරන දේට ආදරේ නොකරොත් ඒක කවදාවත් සාර්ථක වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා ඒ කරන දේට ආදරේ කරන්න ඒක සාර්ථක වෙනවා. ආදරෙන් පටන් ගන්න positive mindset එකෙන් පටන් ගන්න අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම exam එක pass වෙන්න පුළුවන්, prize එක ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. So those are my advices. And thanks once again, Bimali, for hosting this session, and Infinity and the fellow lecturers. And wish you all the best for the coming exam in June 2023. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chandana sir. I think for your guidance and for your answer, this will help for your exam and as well as your day-to-day life. Even I learned some points for my life as well. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. So then we'll get back to our third question. So if you have any question, you can use our chat box always. You can just keep your message there. So at the end of the session, we can answer all your questions. So let me start with our third question. Actually, I would like to ask a question from Suranga sir. Suranga sir, you have over 20 years of corporate experience. So with your experience, what do you think? I mean, how you can answer this question? Because now these days, it's very difficult to balance our work life and as well as our study life. I mean, with all the exams and studies, it's very difficult to balance both. So if you can help all our students, how they can balance studies, training, or working pressure with this current situation. What do you think, sir?
Yeah. Thanks, Bimali. I think that's a great question that every one of us face, especially those students who are studying. I hope you can hear me properly. Strength may be that great. Can you hear properly?
It's a bit dropping, sir, but we can hear you.
Can you hear me now properly?
It's all good now.
Yeah. So basically, students, now see the way that I want to talk about three things. One is when you talk about most of the time when we hear from institute, pass rates becoming lower and students are not committed, like my colleague lecturers already mentioned, that we need to really question that how serious you are about what. It's not about exam, about your life. First thing you should realize is you got the most valuable thing, that is to be a human. And do you know how many days you can live from today? You can count. You assume that you can live another 50 years based on your age. It's about 18,250 days, right? And if it is 40 years, it may be less than 15,000. So every day is very, very important in our life. How do we make a difference in this life? So if you are a person who is going to do chartered take in 10 years time, you are going to waste a bigger part of your life. And like Dasun at the start mentioned, now think about your salary, maybe 50,000. Right? I don't think that anybody will get 100,000 if you are a student. At the moment you pass the qualification, within, if you are really brilliant and have developed other aspects, other qualities, then within about 3 years, you can see how you are surpassing 100,000, 200,000. One day, maybe you will pass millions. But life is not about money, but most of the people see who have helped you to come to this level, your parents. You may be still depending on them. And you are waiting for the day that how can I pay? I remember at an interview, it was so interesting. One of the candidate mentions, I want to join from our audit firm to a commercial sector. And that, the salary expectation is very high. When I asked the reason, he says, I want to help my father. I want to avoid my father working overtime. So I got really, fascinating to see how students are thinking. You have a lot of hopes. And now, if you don't give priority to what need to be prioritized, you are not respecting your life. You see this famous book by Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. One of the habit is first thing first. Sometimes you will say, I have this deadline, that deadline. Those deadlines will never finish. You will always be busy, and you have a reason to say that why you are busy, right? But if you change this, what is first thing first? I want you to write down this. Urgent thing is not the first. Urgent thing will anyway be done. But if you see what is the priority in my life, and that has to take the precedence, and that is first. The first thing first is very, very important. Then automatically there is no question about work-life balance, so to speak. Think about having that investment mindset that I will earn. It's not about money, because one day you will realize that money cannot do much, and you will never get happiness through money, and money can ruin you. But now everybody's, I mean, at this age, we remember that we were trained, anybody working in an audit firm, you will get about, maybe 10,000, whatever amount, but that investment, looking back, I remember when I was drawing maybe 3,000 2 years at an audit firm. And, it's so hard during the university period. It's not only, work-life balance, even living is a challenge. So then actually, I mean, we even wanted. And when I was in university, I started lecturing, and probably to avoid dependency on anybody. So like that, there is no challenge if you effectively utilize. I'll give some more tips maybe in the last round of discussion, that how best you can make every minute powerful in your life to make something meaningful. Same applies to study, right? So the 3 points that I want to summarize in summary, that have this investment mindset, that I am going to count every minute, right? Like, some of the thoughts lecturers share. Now, this is a wonderful platform that now I remember when we were doing physical classes, some students say, sir, I came from Jaffna, stayed in Colombo to attend your classes, right? Now, wherever you are in the world, you can attend. And some of these prominent lecturers, the years of experience they have, it's a real privilege that you can do all the subjects and do it. There is no have always this thinking, there is no tomorrow. You will never postpone anything. That's the main message that I want to give you. So in summary, this investment mindset. Another point I want to touch is work-life connectivity. Now, there is a greater connectivity. I remember when we were students, right, learning, say, strategic management, while in audit firms, we wanted to study while talking to senior personnel how this model can be applied here. And when you are in an audit, for example, if you are working for audit firms, that there is an immense opportunity to use accounting standards. Whenever you get some application, you will immediately use. You have to. If you do that, you will see a greater connectivity between the work and the studies. But there are some people, they think exam is totally different, and they really struggle even to apply simple accounting standard at work. But those students who see the connectivity while they pass the exam, they become brilliant at work, applying the standards, and they quickly get promotions. And I am sure most of you sometimes may not have figured out this. How do you use this hard work at study? How to play this at work and give some contribution to your employer, and they will really recognize and help you to pass the exam soon. So that is about work-life connectivity. And then the third point that I want to mention is, I think that I already covered. So I think as a summary, I would like to just present that and then talk a little more about how to do this. My last round, to actually how to practically do 3 things. So I hope, Bimali, I answered the question to some extent.
Thank you so much, sir. I think it was very meaningful, and I hope everyone got cleared with the third question which we asked. It was all about like how you manage and how you can balance your work life and as well as your studies and training and everything. So thank you so much, sir. So then we'll talk about our next question. I would like to ask.
Bimal, there are some questions on the chat. You want to cover them now, or are you keeping at the end?
I kept them for the end of the session, sir.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, so then we can clear everything at the end. Okay, so I would like to ask next question from Chaturanga, sir. So, sir, with all your experience, and you have more than 12 years experience in corporate experience. So, with all your experience, I mean, you have produced several prize winners and recorded past fair in management, accounting, and mathematics subject. So, what do you think, sir? I would like to ask the question. The question is, what is the most common mistake students make while studying, and why do they fail exams? What do you think, sir? Because this is a common question we all have.
Thank you so much, Bimali, for that introduction, warm introduction, and thank you for coordinating this very valuable session for the students, I would say. I hope I'm clearly audible. Like I think the students, if you had been listening to our prominent lecture panel, Dasun sir, Indunil sir, and Chandana sir, they have covered a lot regarding what are the common mistakes that we do and what are the reasons why we fail the exam. Now, basically, if you follow what they already told, if you had been listening to them, if you follow what they already shared with you, you will pass the exam. And if you don't follow, simply you will fail the exam. But let me summarize, let me take your attention to few points that students normally discuss with me with regard to the exam. As Chandana sir mentioned, some of us wait till the last couple of months to start studying. So let's not do that. We are conducting this session at the correct point, Bimali, because it's definitely 6 more months for the exam. Students have ample time to start today. So start today, start learning the subjects that you want to attempt in the next upcoming exam in June now itself. Focus more on the theory, understanding about the theoretical aspect of each and every subject and gaining knowledge in the first few months. And when we are getting close to the exam, always I recommend the students attempt questions. Now, there are two approaches for this. Now, if any of you are following infinity space classes and if you are following the modules, I believe we have different modules where we cover the theory. We have the essential theory modules. And at the same time, we provide the exam preparation module. So the theory module covers the theoretical aspect and trains you to move on to the exam preparation. In my subject, if I take advanced management accounting, say if we cover an area on standard costing and variance analysis, so we touch upon the exam related questions. So first you gain the theoretical knowledge if the subject is new to you, or even if you have studied this subject for earlier, brush up your knowledge on the theoretical aspects. I think Chandra sir or Indranil sir very validly said that some students try to target certain areas. This is a common question that most of us are getting towards the exam. What are the target areas for upcoming exam? Now, we do a proper past paper analysis. As Chandra sir mentioned, we encourage students to move at least from 2015 onwards the papers, plus there are additional material as well. We can always refer to other similar kind of exams, now especially when it comes to subject like advanced auditing or management accounting. There are a lot of similar types of exams where we can refer to. There are a lot of materials, so we'll be sharing those in the classes as well. Now, attempting all these things and gaining the knowledge is very important, because some students believe if we cram towards the exam, if we target on certain areas and answer, we should be able to pass. If you are lucky, sometimes you can pass, but when you move on to the next level, the strategic level, the knowledge that you are having may not be enough to get ready for that level. So getting a proper idea on all areas within the subject that you're studying is very important. And at the same time, I would like to draw the attention of the students to the time management aspect. Now, why I encourage you to attempt more and more questions and write your answers when we are getting close to the exam. Maybe the last 2 or 3 months, if we can practice question and answers, that would be ideal. Even in our live sessions, we always encourage, mostly the revision will be based on question and answers, where we encourage the students to write, even for the theoretical questions, not just calculations, even for theoretical questions, write down the answer and practice. Why is that, my dear students? Because now, one thing, we learn how to structure our answers in a proper way and how to communicate to the examiner what we really want to communicate in a very clear way. At the same time, if we can practice that with the timing, now if it is a 3-hour paper, we know it's 180 minutes. And you can manage, you can understand, if the question carries 20 marks, how many minutes can we allocate maximum? So can I answer this question within that time frame? Now, some students spoke to me after the last exam, and what they told was that based on the timing, I mean, whatever that they answered, they are confident and they feel that they have done a good job, but they had not been able to manage their time and they were not able to answer certain questions because of timing issues. Now, this is very important, my dear students. If you don't know something, if you skip and go, that's a different thing. But if you follow the correct pattern, there won't be anything that you don't know, because the first 2 or 3 months, you can more focus on gaining the theoretical knowledge. Last couple of months, if we focus on time management and answering the model questions and past paper questions, you will have enough experience in doing the paper before you go to the exam and within the time frame, because every minute matters, every second matters. Don't waste your time. Now itself start studying. Chandana sir recommended 2 hours per day. Yes, if you can follow that, that will be great. But when you are getting closer, try to increase the number of hours and try to dedicate your time getting prepared for the exam and manage the time in the paper. That is very important, because 180 minutes are available, my dear students, for you to score 100 marks, not 50 marks, not 30 marks, not 60 marks. It's for 100 marks. So try to gain the maximum number of marks within that time frame. For that, knowledge on the theory, experience in doing the questions, answering the questions, and time management is going to be really helpful. And if you follow these 3 techniques, my dear students, you have 6 months to go. Definitely the subject, one or more subject that you are targeting to attempt in the upcoming exam, you will definitely end up with a good result, the expected result. And I wish you all the best in the upcoming exam as well. Over to you, Bimali. I hope I have answered the question.
Thank you so much, sir. I think it was really meaningful, and it was, I think, not only for corporate exam. I think we can use those, those suggestions for all our exams. So thank you so much again, sir, for joining today and sharing your thoughts with us. So let's move on to our next question. I would like to, so what do you think, with all your experience, how students should plan the next 6 months for studies, and what are the best techniques for studies? So if you can share your thoughts with us, so then it will be very helpful for everyone.
Hello students, welcome to Infinity and welcome to today's program. And it's a great pleasure, as well as I would say it's a great honor for me as well to come in front of you and with this panel of lectures discuss with you the very important contemporary as well as dynamic topics which I would say many of you are willing to learn, and also many of you are thinking that you should improve. And I would be thankful to the team of Infinity Learning Space, our Infinity team, because these topics, these issues of our students were prevailing, and students were seeking some information, as well as students love to hear from whoever the experts who are here and get their knowledge updated. So just to, before I move on to my discussion area, students, my topic, I just wanted to tell you, you are so awesome set of students, because I'm lecturing for different programs, for universities, for other professional courses, I'm lecturing. So apart from all, right, I can proudly say my chartered accountancy students are the students who are highly committed towards their examinations. I know that because lecturing for business level, corporate level, then strategic level, I know how committed you are. So just to build upon from whatever the information that was discussed previously, just to tell you students, how you have to plan for the next 6 months, how you have to plan for the remaining period of yours towards the exam, and what are the best techniques you can use to excel, master at your studies, right? So that's the topic that I want to discuss with you all. And after this, there will be a kind of a Q&A, and in that, let's discuss furthermore about that. So how you can master the studies and what are the techniques available for you in the coming 6 months. Students, first and foremost, you should have in your mind this fact. CA Sri Lanka, these examinations, right, be it strategic level, be it any other level, these examinations, you have to remember, this is, I would say, professional examinations. Professional. These are professional examinations. Professional examinations are a bit different from the educational qualifications that you have, because these are professional. This is what you normally learn at your job, right? Part of whatever being tested in the exam are what are the things that you are learning in the job. So for you to master the coming 6 months of your studies, you have to manage your profession, you have to manage your job also in an effective manner, so that it gives you the necessary support towards your exam. So number one, students, I know all of you, the strategic level students, are now employed, right? I would say almost all of you are employed, and there may be few who are in the transition period. Keep it in the transition period decade. They may be, let's say, changing from job to job. So most of you are employed. If you are employed students, number one, during coming 6 months, you have to plan your studies. First thing, number one, plan your study leaves well. Remember what are the dates that you are planning your study leaves. Okay, study leave dawas tika lamai matak karaganna, right? So don't wait until the very last moment to put on your study leaves, because by that time we don't know what is happening in your organization. So sometimes your organization may be running through a tight deadline by that time, maybe coming towards the examination date. Examination date එක වෙනකොට ඔයාගේ organization එක tight deadline එකකට වැඩ කරන්න වෙන්න පුළුවන්. At that time you are unable to get your leaves. So in that time, students, plan your study leaves well. Today itself or tomorrow, students, get that your calendar, your organizer, your calendar and organizer එක අරගෙන out of the allocated leave for you for the 2000 to the next year, ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දට තියෙන ඔයාගේ leaves ඔයාගේ calendar එක අරන් plan out the dates for studies. So I would say if you have 14 to 21 days of leave available for next year, utilize about 6 or 7 of that, right? 6 or 7 of that leave in the first 3-4 months for studies purpose. 2 leaves per month or 1.5 days. Right? දවස් එකහමාරේ මාස 3කට 4කට එකහමාරේව 3-4ක් ගන්න. Plan out in that way. Don't wait until the last moment, because we don't know because of the country situation, because of the global economic situation, what will happen towards your organization. So therefore, plan out your study leaves right now, today, tomorrow itself. And if your employer, if your, let's say, superior is so familiar and so close to you, tell him, sir, boss, or brother, I'll be going on leave on these days. This is my leave plan for the next year. So plan out, and on those days, allocate sufficiently to study that month's work. Allocate that time to study that month's work. That's what I have done during my time, a decade ago. Right? මීට අවුරුදු 10කට 11කට ඉස්සෙල්ලා මම plan කරේ එහෙමයි ළමයි. Right? Before the exam, before about 5-6 months to the exam, I identified these are the dates that I am putting in my leave. So I planned my leave and I informed that to my employer as well. And also towards the end, I will keep about another few days of study leave for me to study. So then I have cleared my backlog during the first 5-6 months itself. So that's number one. Plan out your leave. Leave tika plan karagan. Number two, second thing students, very important. Remember, this is the final hurdle you have towards the exam. මේක ඔයාගේ exam එකට තියෙන final hurdle එක. So your dedication, your attempt, your punch towards the paper is so important. And remember, because of that, you need to give your 100%. I will not tell you that it's 200%, you have to give your 100%. So be true to yourself, get yourself into the shoes of that you drive your destiny. Right? You drive your path, you drive your vision, you drive who you want to be. So take in charge of your life, right? In the coming 6 months, remember that you have a task to achieve. Remember that you have a goal. Remember that you have a, I would say, objective to conquer. So therefore, be true to yourself. Take yourself away from distractions next 6 months. ඊළඟ මාස 6 distractions වලින් අයින් කරගන්න ඔයාව. Right? So have some discipline. පොඩි discipline එකක් තියාගන්න. About 2 hours per day you got to allocate for your studies. දවසට පැය දෙකක් studies වලට allocate කරන්න ළමයි. Allocate for studies. Very important. Plan out your leave. So have some leaves before the last moment. Allocate about 2 hours per day for your studies. That 2 hours you can get from anywhere. If you are a person who is familiar with studying late night, have a wash after work, right? Have about 15 to 30 minutes nap, power nap start thereafter and go towards 2 hours. Or if you are fond of early morning studies, right? Wake up at around 4 a.m. until 6 a.m. do a study, and until 6 to 6:30 have a small nap. 6:30 start kala. That's what I did. මම කරෙත් එහෙමයි ළමයි. Right? Somehow we have to take time. අපිට වෙලාව හොයාගන්න ඕනේ. If you are married, right? දැන් මෙතන ඉන්න පුළුවන් බැඳපු කට්ටියනේ with children. Tell your spouse, ඔයාගේ spouse ට කියන්න, husband or wife, this 6 months is very critical. So therefore we will, as a family, we will plan out this time. So support me in achieving this. මට මේක achieve කරන්න support කරන්න. So definitely your wife or husband will support you, right? So as a team like Infinity here, we are supporting you. Similar way, your family should also support you. That's next one. Then students, how do you effectively study? Effectively was study karanne kohamad. Very important, right? How you are going to study effectively. Very important students, remember that you are no longer this A-level, O-level student. ඔයා දැන් අර A-level, O-level student නෙමෙයි ළමයි, right? You are an adult now. So adults study in a different manner. Adults ලා study කරන්නේ වෙනම විදියකට. Right? Can you remember your O-level, A-level days? What you have done? You, I would say, crammed, right? කටපාඩම් theory, ගිරවා theory, crammed hours and hours, still you were not tired. Right? ඒ කාලේ මතකයිනේ. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මතකයිනේ. ඔයා පැය ගණන් study කරා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඒ වුණාට tired නැහැ. O level A level කාලේ. But now what happens? Because of the workload, because of the work stress, students, you get tired, right? Traveling by bus, traveling by train, driving your own vehicle itself is a kind of a hassle. So because of that, you are getting tired. So therefore, adult learning students is different. So during this coming 6 months, එන මාස 6දී coming 6 months, it's very important that you plan out your studies properly. Study tika plan out karan. From here, Infinity Learning team will send you the recorded videos on a gradual manner. When the video comes back from the Infinity team, students, that day or that week itself, finish watching it. ඒ දවසේම නැත්නම් ඒ සතියේම ඒ වීඩියෝ එක බලලා ඉවර කරන්න. Very important. And you have all the platforms. The Telegram platform is there, and you have our contact numbers also. So if you have any doubt, as and when you get the doubt, get it cleared. The podikale, when you were studying for your O levels and A levels, it was not that much of a difficult case. But here you need experiential learning. මෙතන ඔයගොල්ලෝ experiential learning තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන්නේ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ adults ලා. You are adults. Your thinking, your mind is different from a kid. So you learn by experience. Agree? ඔයගොල්ලෝ experience එකෙන් ඉගෙන ගන්න. Right? You learn by experience. So everybody, every one of you, I would say, get your doubts cleared. Right? And videos which are coming, watch it on that particular week itself. Don't leave till the last moment. I tell you, don't leave them till the last moment. Right? And prepare so smaller mind maps. Podi mind maps හදාගන්න ළමයි. ඔයාගේ studies කරගෙන යද්දී පුංචි mind maps ටිකක් හදාගන්න, right? Develop it. Develop that mind map. When you have a mind map, right? A short note. I will also give you short notes. මම short notes දෙද්දී ඒවත් එක්කම ඔයාගේ mind map එකත් පොඩියට ලියාගන්න. පොඩි plan එකක්. A smaller plan. Have it. Right? ඒකත් තියාගන්න. As much as possible, talk with your friends. මෙතන ළමයි අර අපි කියන්නේ කට්ටිය එකතු වෙලා පාඩම් කරනවා කියලා. As much as possible, do it. තනියෙන් පාඩම් කරන්න පුරුදු වෙච්ච කට්ටියත් ඇති. There will be people who are used to studying alone. Right? එහෙම වුණත් doubt එකක් ආපු ගමන් ටක් ගාලා අපෙන් අහන්න. Plan out in that way. ඒ විදිහට plan කරගන්න. And I can tell you, right? We at Infinity Team, we will be shooting out questions time to time. We are starting our revision sessions, our question sessions, the live sessions, live sessions about, let's say, 2 to 3 months to the exam. මාස දෙක තුනක් තියලා අපි live sessions, question sessions පටන් ගන්නවා ළමයි. So by that time you are ready with the theory. එතකොට ඔයා theory එක ready. Right? So videos ටික එවෙලෙම upload කරපු ගමන් බලන්න ගන්න. Right? That you have to do it. If you don't put this effort, මේ effort එක දුන්නේ නැත්තම් ළමයි, if it doesn't happen, what will happen is that towards the end of the months, right? Towards the end of the program, you are overwhelmed with bulk of work. එහෙම වුණොත් ළමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ අර ගොඩක් වැඩත් එක්ක ඔයා overwhelmed වෙනවා. You are getting overwhelmed with bulk of work. So to avoid that, as and when possible, videos coming, you have to watch them. Right? A plan එකේ යන්න. Plan out your leave, එක important. Number 2, next one which is very important is students, think that you are learning as an adult, so you have to watch the videos as and when possible, use our platforms, discuss whatever the study related topics discuss කරන්න ළමයි. And on the other hand, ඊට අමතරව what you got to do is you got to always be in the work. Right? I can still remember during that time when I was studying, I don't know whether it's practical for all of you, right? But when I studied for the office, even I have taken some of my tutorials which were given by the lecturers. So when I get a free time, right? Free time එකක් අහම් පොඩ්ඩක් මම mind map එකේ ඔය ටික බලා ගන්නවා. Because students, I lived with it, right? During that last stages of my CA program, I have lived with the studies. එතකොට තමයි ළමයි pass වෙන්නේ. Then only you are passing. Don't expect that studying at the last moment that you will pass. අවසාන මොහොතේ පාඩම් කරලා ළමයි pass වෙයි කියලා නම් හිතන්න එපා. Never expect that, because it won't happen, right? Because this is a professional examination. Professional matters will be tested, right? And the other thing, write down answers after answers and answers and answers. Questions arang uttara liyan. Here in our program, we are discussing many questions. Our program එකේ අපි questions කතා කරනවා. So whatever answers that we are writing, write it again. Program එකේදී අපි ලියනේවා, class එකේදී කරනේවා, ඒ ප්‍රශ්න වලට උත්තර ආයෙත් ලියන්න ළමයි. මම ලියපු උත්තරේම ආයෙ බලලා copy කරලා ලියන්න. That's how you develop the answering pattern. Because at strategic level, your answering is what is important. Answering තමයි වැඩිපුරම වැදගත් වෙන්නේ. ලියලා තමයි ළමයි ගොඩ දාන්න පුළුවන්. නැතුව ප්‍රශ්න වලට suggested solution හරි කාගේ හරි tube එකක් බලලා හරි මේව ගොඩ යන්න බෑ. It won't happen. කොහේ හරි තියෙන වීඩියෝ එකක් බලලා ඒ වැඩේ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. It won't happen. You will get through these students by writing down answers after answers after answers. right? If when we do the questions, those answers, write it, copy and write. Copy kala liyan. Then write it on your own thereafter. Copy kala liwata passe taman taniyemuth liyan lamai. It will also help you. It will also assist you in your this particular preparation for the exam. Preparation ekata ekath help වෙනවා. And one last point I want to tell you towards your preparation for the paper eකට prepare වෙනකොට තව එක point එකක්. Students, this is not where your operational level knowledge will be tested. Here you will be tested from the perspective of a CFO. CFO perspective lamai, right? With the new syllabus change as well as the recent amendments to the syllabus, CEO's perspective will be tested. CEO has to analyze the entire environment. So action verbs that will be coming in your paper will be either to discuss, either to evaluate, either to recommend, either to, I would say, action verbs in lamai, discuss, recommend, analyze. Those will be the action verbs. So prepare, be prepared for those type of action verbs. So CEO's perspective means you have to holistically analyze the situation, pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages, this and that. Then only come up with your recommendation or your answer. Detailed evaluation is needed. So very important. I know you all are champions. You came up to this point because you have the knowledge. May level eකට ඔයගොල්ලෝ ආවේ ළමයි knowledge එක හන්දා. So you have it. What we are doing here at Infinity Learning Space, we will polish out your knowledge. අපි ඔයාගේ knowledge එක polish out කරන එක තමයි මෙතන කරන්නේ, right? So be with us, students. We can guarantee you the panel of lecturers who are here will definitely help you. They will assist you because all are veterans in their industry. Years of experience අවුරුදු ගණන් ළමයි, years of experience, wealth of experience, produce multiple prize winners, right? Multiple prize winners. They are the, I would say, best combination that can help you. So students, I know with this and the Infinity team, you will succeed in your studies. You all will have a plan. You all will get through, right? So with that, I wish you all the best to everybody. And in the coming 6 months, let's do something good and let's meet up again one day as members of CS Sri Lanka. So all the best to all of you students. I wish you all the best. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Nilendra sir. I think you all had a proper idea how you can plan your next 6 months. So start your planning today. Schedule your next 6 months by today. If you can start it today, maybe you can achieve your goal. You can pass your exam with a good knowledge. So let me go to the next question. Let me start to discuss next question. I would like to ask this question from Dasun sir. Dasun sir, so you have good experience with us, with Infinity. So you have a very good quality time with us. I hope you had a good quality time with us. So what do you think? So if I'm a student, if I want to start my studies with Infinity Learning, what is that key factor? I mean, why I choose Infinity for starting my studies? I mean, my question is, how will Infinity assist in defeating all of the challenges, and why should students choose Infinity?
Okay, I think the key factor is, I want to explain, because most of the lecturers mentioned about the most important resource that the educational institute is having is about the lecturers. So number of years of experience, qualifications, corporate experience would speak all about it, right? So then I'll speak the other matters, right? Why Infinity is different from the rest, obviously because of the lecturers, first reason. Second reason would be, some of you might not be aware, when you are selecting an education institute, especially online and the recorded videos, you have to look at the platform as well, how supportive it is. So the platform, what is used by Infinity, is actually one which is developed with the collaboration of Dialog Telecom. Right, so the Infinity is the only institute which has this collaboration at the moment, and this particular platform is actually used by thousands of students in Sri Lanka. Right, the recorded quality of the videos and the facilities what is available in the LMS is actually superior. and you can experience that in the coming months. The third thing what I want to tell you is the cost factor. We all know that we are in a crisis, right? So people are finding it difficult to survive in this moment, how to bear the cost of the study sometimes. So to that, actually the Infinity team was discussing this matter at the right beginning of this particular pandemic to find out a solution. Right, so they came up with this wonderful idea of now when it comes to this recorded video model, you don't need to incur the extra cost other than the course fees and the exam fees. Like you don't need to incur on cost on traveling cost and all that is not there. In addition to that, one of the burden that the students had now, it is not there anymore, was actually this data cost. Right now with this new collaboration that the Infinity entered as an educational provider with Dialog, so now for all the Dialog connections there's no data cost. You can watch multiple times without any additional cost, and even for the other networks it's very nominal fee, right? Insignificant fee. So that's quite a good advantage that the students are having at the moment. So these are the things, these are the main reasons which I can highlight, because as time is reaching to 9 o'clock, so I'll keep my answer short. So I don't want to say that we are the best. We are the best institute, we are the best lecturers. So that is something which is to be decided by the students. So what you can do is get the recommendation from the previous batch, right? The students who follow the same course in the previous batch. So because your decision should be a wise decision of selecting the lecturer as well as selecting the correct educational partner, right?
Thank you so much, sir. I think that is meaningful. I think for you all, I think it's very clear why you have to choose Infinity as your study partner. So I think it's almost 9, so we have to go for the next question. I think that is the last one. I think this is the best. I think Suranga only can guide us. Suranga only give this answer in a proper way, because you always motivate everyone. So what is the motivation to New Year, sir? What do you think? How we can support them? It's none other than you can explain this to everyone and you can motivate everyone.
Yeah. So I suppose just to inspire students, few things that I will connect to my previous 3 points that I mentioned about being success, not only exam, but how to make your life very successful, and then your job, and finally, not finally, the first thing should be the exam. Now, while I talk, I will also share this with you. Hope you can see my. Are you
Yes.
able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
So all of us, I can simply ask you now, are you happy, right? So sometimes you must be thinking what happened in the morning. Somebody said something that you are unhappy now, or you are thinking what thinking, oops, I have to do this tomorrow. Always our mind is shifting from yesterday or from last hour to tomorrow, right? So this shifting really disturb you and you're happy. So don't let anybody to decide your happiness. Forget exams. Why are you doing exams? What for, right? Finally, you are looking happiness, right? So one thing which is very important in your journey of becoming success is very, very powerful thing that I challenge you. And I am challenging that you can't do this unless you have proven, unless you have proved to yourself you can do. I can challenge you. Are you living at this moment? Right? That's a very difficult task. So living in the moment. How this connects to study? When you give full attention to, you can really excel in that. Now imagine a brilliant cricketer facing the last ball in a very decisive match based on the maturity. If the person gives the full attention and hit a six, and you will see that you are realizing the moment, right? So every minute, like I said, is important. How to make every minute impactful is very, very important, because like I said, we can, our life is numbered, and I gave you a count, and you can be realistic to reduce that count to make more meaning out of the life. So giving something your full attention is very, very important. Now, I'll give you an example. You want to study any lesson, I can take maybe financial reporting, auditing, whatever subjects that you learn, right? If you are a highly confused student who is thinking about yesterday, now, and somebody, you are upset because of somebody, that you will spend for some topic, right? 2 days, still you can't remember. You are again starting study next week. You are so tired after work, you have forgotten what you studied yesterday, right? You have spent 3 days, but a brilliant student who has a very good mindfulness and pay attention at that minute to the task will spend just 1 hour. Within 1 hour, if you are a person with limited time, if I sit now 1 hour for study, I will score 10 marks. That is the mentality you should have. And end of the day, you will be a prize winner, right? So give full attention. If you feel sleepy, sleep, right? You must know what is the prime time for you. If you haven't discovered it, figure out it. I usually recommend, if those who haven't studied in the morning, try, because the morning is one of the best times, scientifically proven. How, for example, 4 to 6 or whatever time, sorry, not whatever, 5 to 6, how powerful that time. Giving full attention that now I study, everything else is irrelevant, right? That's very, very big point. And then you might not know the power of breathing. Now I can ask you, I don't do now because it takes time, right? I've done this when there are maybe more than 300 students in a class. I mean, usually I want them to know you are so tired after talking, auditing for 5 hours. And now I want you to breathe for 2 minutes. You are breathing now also. You don't know the power of energy that you get. Have you, you are breathing, but you don't. It's so powerful to realize your energy. There are a lot of breathing techniques that you can follow. And there is a lot of art and science behind that. Follow those mind techniques. And then the biggest recommendation that can kill you is this social media. Simply taking your time and then polluting your mind, right? So I don't want to talk more about it. You know what I'm talking. Now you see, can you stay at least 2 minutes without touching your phone? You're so addicted. Not everyone, I'm sure, not everyone. But this is what is going to kill your valuable time. Time is not valuable, but invaluable, right? So these 3 thoughts I want to share with you. And finally, this last point is about to enjoy the moment, right? Just walk out, look at the nature. Now, can you, by looking at a tree or by looking at the nature, you can really enjoy. So nature tells you a story. So listen to that. So be a holistic person, and then study is nothing, right? But you need to, if your mind, if you are poor in your mind development, definitely there's no doubt about exam failure. So the last 5 minutes that I want to spend quickly, and every one of you, you know, the diamond, this is called a story of diamond. If you want to learn more, I can share with you something more about this, right? So everyone is a diamond inside. Diamond is one of the hardest substance found on the earth. So the diamond in you is to discover what is unique in you. Sometimes you may feel I'm a useless person, I can't do. No, you have some which is very different from everyone else. Only thing is you don't know to date. If not, make 23 a year to discover it. And then this is a very big thing. You will usually talk in half an hour, but cutting down 3 minutes. That think big. Who you are now is not relevant. Think that you want to be a CEO. Actually, if you want to be, in another 3 years' time, you you always have that bigger thinking in your mind, then internally a lot of energy being generated that you are driving to achieve that target. So that's called self-driven. You are studying not because of your parents or someone else telling that you are internally driven, and then carefully figure out that what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, and you can really convert them into, for example, weakness into a strength, right? Now you may be very weak in some subject, but how do you make that a, and then it's very, very important that I think even Chandana sir touched this point, that you have to love this subject until at least you may not like. But the moment you start loving the subject and living in the subject, you are going to be expert in this subject and passing becomes nothing. Similarly, at your job, love your job. If you don't like it, quit it. Find a new job tomorrow. And then very important skill is perseverance. Nopasubata usahaya. Abhiyogolta abhiyoga karamin. Ipiriyata yanda thiyena yodha shakti. Right? You have it. You have to discover. So human being have all of this, but you are simply maybe downplaying. And then remain patient. And there is a day, if you are impatient, anyway, you may not achieve your target, but work in the right way, you will definitely achieve it. So this is the diamond of energy. With this, you should have a right approach to achieve, right? That's the way all of what we discussed today is the right approach. The environment, be with the right people. Try to convert your weakness into strength. If you are weak, say in English, try and work from now that I'm going to be a master in the language, and you can prove it to yourself, right? Finally, you will get money. So your salary, like I said, now 10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000, it will end, will not, it will go up to 1 million or more. But then finally what matters is your happiness. It will never be money, but to say that this is enough for me. So that is what I want to share. So this is a big thinking that I want to put forward by connecting all my colleague lecturers' thought, and then have this bigger vision beyond 2013, and then work towards achieving. Himali, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think this will motivate us for next year and how we can manage the next year with all our work and everything. So this is now we have come to the end. So we have come to an end. So I think we have covered everything, but we prefer and we give our best actually. So you might have proper idea and you might have a good guidance now how you can complete your corporate level exam in 2023. So we have supported and all our lectures. Thank you so much for joining and to clarify all the questions which we had. So actually now is the Q&A session. So if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and you can ask from our lectures, or else you can use chat box. If you have any question, you can just type your message over there so then we can read it out and we can get the answer. So till that, we got few messages. I mean, we got few questions, so then I can read it out. If lectures can help me with these questions, so you can just unmute yourself and you can answer the questions. So let me start with first one. Which subject we can do together? Only 2 times corporate level exam per year. Do we need to do all the exam once for the prize? If one of the lecturer can answer this question, that would be helpful. If you want, I can read it out again. Which subject we can do together? Only 2 times corporate level exam per year. And do we need to do all the exam once for the prize?
Okay, I'll take the question, Vivali. So now when you're doing subjects, you have 4 subjects, right? So the CL1 is about audit and assurance, then CL2 financial reporting and governance, CL3 is about the management accounting, CL4 is about the law. right? So I would say a combination would be if you are taking two subjects, audit and financial reporting go together, because you have to prepare the financial statements, then auditor is providing an opinion on the financial statements, what is prepared, right? So now a fundamental requirement to do the auditing paper is to have the knowledge about the financial reporting so that you can take those two subjects together. And the other aspect is these two subjects, one subject is mainly theory auditing and the other one is calculation. So that mix is also good. On the other hand, management accounting is also about mainly about the computations, right? But law, you need to, it is theory subject. So yet again, CL3 and CL4, it's a good combination because one is computations, the other one is theory related subject. So that is my personal view. If I'm doing the exam once again, so this is what I'm going to do. It is your individual opinion, and even the fellow lecturers can add more if requires. So the other question was actually the corporate level exams. Yes, it is held only twice a year, right? So that's correct.
And the other one was, do we need to do all the exam once for the prize?
No, no need. You can even you do one subject if you are the highest. If you get the highest marks, you get the prize.
Thank you so much, sir. So the next one is, what is the difference between CA past finalist and chartered accountant? I don't have clear idea, please advise. And do you all apply mind mapping methods?
Okay, Indulisa or Chaturanga, would you like to take the question or else shall I answer?
You can proceed.
Right, okay. So basically, a chartered accountant, in the sense you have to get the membership, you have to complete the exams, you have to complete the practical experience in terms of the number of years that you have to complete, and you have to complete the case study, everything to be completed. Then only once you become a chartered accountant, only you can use the three valuable letters ACA. You initially would become a associate member of institute, and subsequently you can get the fellow membership. But once you complete the exams, maybe like once you complete the strategic level examination, at that time you can be called as a past finalist, but you are not a member, right? So I think that is actually the difference between these two terminologies. So we always encourage you not to stop at the level of past finalist, so get the membership, right? Go up to the membership, initially the associate, then fellow membership. There's one more question, right? Whether we use mind mapping. I think Indulil sir already used mind mapping, right? So when he was explaining this motivation thing at last. So yes, we do actually. Most of the stuff actually once. Now let me share to give a live example. 1 second. Let me share my screen. I'll take a live example. This is something which I use when I'm teaching accounting standards, because that is my area, right? So here, without reading thousands of words, if you can explain who are the related parties to the reporting entity out of this diagram, that would be quite useful for the students. This is something actually which I did when I was studying. After studying, I put everything into a diagram. So now when I'm teaching, what I do is those diagrams, what I put in rough papers, I put into the slides and use to teach, use these materials to teach students, right? So as Indulisa also mentioned, so all the lecturers are using these mind mapping techniques, put that into a diagram, then it's easy for you to remember things rather than reading and reading again and again 100 and 1,000 of words. So I think I answered the question with a practical example. So just I open up that to answer the question.
Thank you so much, sir. I think it's all clear for everyone. Would you like to ask any question? Maybe you can unmute yourself and ask if anyone has any question, or if you need any support, or if you need any help, we would like to help you out. I don't think so. I think we can wrap up the session now. So I would like to thank all our lecturers. I think we got a question. Yes, Manoj, yeah. Yes, Manoj, what was the question? May I know? If you have any question, maybe you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Or else, Manoj, if you can just type the question so we can answer it. Yeah, sure, we can read. Thank you, Lahiru, for your message. I hope you had a good time. Thanks, Shipana. I think Sanjeeva, Suranga, so that's also, I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. So he's asking, please advise me. I hope to do CL1, CL2, CL3 and corporate taxation subject. Is this possible to do 4 subjects together? They can, right, sir? Maybe Suranga sir and Dasan sir, you can correct me.
I think there is he wants to do this with strategic level taxation subject, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, normally there is a restriction that you have to complete one level before you go to the other level unless they make a separate exemption. So I think, but better double check with CA. But to our understanding, usually you have to complete one level for you to go to the next level.
So I think Sanjeev, it's clear for you, right? I think it's better to ask from Chartered, and if you can call them and ask, they will clear this matter. And
Yeah, with the
thanks,
low
Gagan.
subject also corporate level subjects Sanjeeva. So you have to finish all corporate level subjects. And then because time to time they have, in rare cases, they give some, when there's a syllabus transition, things like that, exemptions to kind of deviate. But usually rule is that. But anyway, we recommend you to just cross check that if you want to follow. But to my understanding, no.
Thank you, sir. So Nishan, yes, you can watch videos with free data. I mean, but you need to use a dial-up connection. So if you can use a dial-up connection, it's 100% free, 0 data cost. So you can watch videos. But so if you don't have a, if you don't have a broadband connection, as a dialogue, if you have a mobile connection as a dialogue, so you can just you can give hotspot and you can watch videos with that. So Manoj is asking, sir, do you all take us with the past papers at least 5 years back and model papers with prediction, or you leave us to do along once the syllabus was finished?
Okay, so basically we are here to help you, right? So what after complete the syllabus. So the plan at Infinity is actually we complete the syllabus 1.5 months before the exam. So that means you have plenty of time to get the revision done, right? So during the revision, even what we do is we obviously cover last 5 past papers plus model questions are covered. I think all the lecturers have done it, but if I share my personal own experience, last time batch CL2, I have done actually 60 hours of revision. Out of that, 40 hours were recorded videos and 20 hours were live sessions. So 60 hours of revision is something where definitely we can cover, you know, 5 past papers as well as the model questions. So I'm sure my fellow lecturers have done the same thing. Chaturang, you wanted to say something, but I disturbed. You can go.
No, Dasun, actually you covered what I wanted to say as well. Definitely in Infinity, I know almost all the lecturers in the live sessions, they cover past papers and model questions. That's the revision that we are planning on, targeting the exam questions. In fact, wherever possible, we recommend you to get yourselves prepared with papers starting from 2015. Of course, last 5 papers are relevant for the current syllabus, but even most of the, I think it's applicable for other subjects as well, especially when it comes to advanced management accounting. We recommend you to have downloaded or get yourselves prepared with papers starting from 2015, because most of those questions are still valid. Those areas are still valid when it comes to management accounting paper. I believe it's the same case for most of the subjects, unless there's a total revision in some of the pillars. So that we always support the students by way of discussing the papers. Plus, in terms of even if you're following the theory in the exam preparation modules also, I think most of the lecturers, they have covered certain exam oriented questions, maybe model questions or papers. So definitely we will do more than the last 5 papers. I think all the lecturers are committed for that. That's what I want to say. I think Dasun sir also covered the same thing.
The next question is, we need to do CS3 strategic level, same pillar from corporate level.
I think as Indulisa mentioned earlier, as per our understanding, we need to complete subjects in one particular level to go to the next level, unless otherwise there's an exception. But the best thing is this is kind of an administrative matter. We need to check with CS Sri Lanka, just give them a call and check that whether you can exactly do it, right? Because whether there's any exception is given at this moment. So the best thing is that student, just check that with the student, with CS Sri Lanka, Lahiru.
Thank you, sir. And yes, Manoj, we do provide study materials, I mean tutorials, but we are providing as soft copies. So it's downloadable, you can download and you can keep it with you. So if there are any study material which is provided by the lecture, we are uploading it as a tutorial and with the topic name. So you can download it and keep. And there's a question for Suranga, sir. Without going to audit firm and getting physical audit experience, CL1 subject is possible to get through within 6 months.
Yeah, so definitely possible. Only thing is, when you do the subject without experience, you have to be more serious to learn that. I would like to give you an example that when we started lecturing, when I did auditing, I haven't heard about a prize winner. And one of my dream was to see one of my students win a prize winner. And that dream, of course, came true. But at a later stage, I found a prize winner for auditing who is not working for an audit firm. Can you believe that? Right? So then obviously that I'm talking about a prize winner, but usually definitely with your studies, you can get to we cover essentially not just theory, it's all about practically how it works, and you are able to really understand, and if you follow our instruction, you can pass the exam at once.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I think it's all clear for everyone. So thank you again for joining with us today. I think we have cleared all your question and all your clarification in our best. So if you would like to purchase any of our courses, you can go to our website, and then you can purchase any of our courses by using a Visa card, or else you can do online transaction or direct bank deposit. So and also you can join I think you have already joined our Telegram group. So in order to get more updates and details about our courses and everything. So I hope you had a good experience with us. Thank you so much for joining today. Good evening, everyone, and have a good night. Thank you.